I'm at the Edmonton courthouse today. I'm covering the final submissions in the Syrian refugee West Edmonton Mall World Water Park sexual assault trial. Solomon Haj Solomon is a 39-year-old Syrian refugee and father of 5. He's also standing accused of 6 counts of sexual interference and another 6 counts of sexual assault against 6 girls aged 13 to 15. The charges stem from a series of gropings and sexual assaults that took place at Edmonton's West Edmonton Mall World Water Park February 4th, 2017. And like during the trial, the accused today required full Arabic to English word-for-word translation, so court takes much longer than it normally should. And I was joined in court today by one CBC reporter. The prosecution's closing argument focused on the positive identifications from the minor victims, the police officers, the security guards at the water park, and the lifeguards, as well as one other unrelated witness to the incidents from the water park. All of them identified the accused at trial from the stand, and all of them described the accused on the day of the incident as a brown or olive-skinned man with a beard and blue swim trunks and goggles. The defense's closing focused on the possibility of a false identification of the accused despite the very similar descriptions given by all of the witnesses. The defense pointed to inconsistencies in the descriptions of the length of the man's beard, the length of his hair, and the specific shade of the swim trunks he wore. Now that's the legal wrangling part of the story today, but there is an uplifting story here today too. For much of the 2 weeks of the trial at the end of January and at the beginning of February, I was the lone reporter in the courtroom, and with the exception of 1 or 2 other people, the folks from Zebra Child Protection Services, Haj Solomon's rotating cadre of 6 white liberal do-gooders, the courtroom was by and large empty. But not today, friends. The courtroom was so full of supporters for these 6 girls that we had to switch to a larger courtroom. There were, of course, the same 6 white liberal do-gooders supporting the accused today, but there were about 10 of the family members of the girls here today too. And about 30 or so bikers, men and women, who showed up in force and in their biker regalia to show support for the girls and their families. One woman I spoke to said that she had learned that no one had been here for the girls during the trial, and so she felt compelled to show up today. I spoke to Clint Goodrich outside the courtroom. He's the president of the local chapter for the Guardians of the Children Canada. He told me that he was not here to intimidate anyone. Rather, his group came to show support for the girls, to offer them strength, and to help give them confidence by sitting in the gallery as they faced the accused. I also spoke to Vinnie Wilcox. He's the president of the Urban Bulldogs Against Kid Abuse. He told me he was contacted through a mutual friend of one of the moms of the child victims, and he and his organization came down to be here today just for the girls. Both men told me their organizations work with victim services, with Little Warriors, and the Zebra Child Protection Agency, and they routinely fundraise to help organizations focused on helping child victims of abuse. Both men also told me their respective organizations are nonprofits and that they are just here for the kids and no one else, the way big brothers and big sisters should be. Personally, as someone who sat here alone in that courtroom for a long time, it was really overwhelming to see everybody when I swung the doors open today. So that's the good news part of this story. The bad news is that we don't have a verdict yet, and we won't have a verdict until at least July 6th. So this trial that started at the end of January will drag out for at least another 2.5 months. The wheels of justice drag slowly, but I'll be here to bring you the verdict when it comes. Reporting from outside of the Edmonton courthouse for the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. At The Rebel, we cover the stories the mainstream media just absolutely refuses to. To support our independent, unfiltered journalism, become a Rebel subscriber today.